but I'm pretty excited. I'm going to show you guys the view out east real quick. Beautiful out there. Beautiful. So the sun hasn't come up yet. You guys still can't see me. The sun hasn't come up yet, but it's coming, and I love this because I don't have to go to work today. I got the day off, and I get to go shooting. So I'm going to the archery range as soon as I drop my son off for school. So I decided I was going to try and show, kind of research myself and see what I'm doing wrong and see if I can improve my shot. So I was just going to videotape myself and call the shots where they were. Like I said before, I'm super excited. This is probably my favorite part of the week, where I get to come out to the range here at Bar Lake in Colorado. Bar Lake, it's out in the plains area, so we're about 20 minutes away from where I live. But it's just beautiful out here. It doesn't seem like we're in the city, really, and that's the nice part about it, because technically speaking, I consider this still the Denver area. We're kind of in the Brighton area right now. So, but it's gorgeous out here. So when I shoot, I get my fingertip glove on. This is a shooting glove. I put my wrist guard on. I've got my coat with all my shit in it, because if I'm going to go out hunting, I'm going to have shit in my pockets anyway. So I keep that on just to practice with. It's cold out here anyway, so it's all good. And then I've got this glove. My bow does not have a rest place for my arrows, so I have to rest my arrows on my glove, and my fletchings will tear my hands up real quick. So I use a stringer to string this bow up. And then once I'm done, once I string it up, I kind of inspect to make sure that the string is actually in the notches on both ends, because I don't want anything popping off on me. And then I kind of inspect the string itself. And you could see, I don't know if you guys could see it, but right there, this thing needs some beeswax, because this is starting to fray just barely, but beeswax will help that. So I'm going to be shooting. Oh, fuck it. Let's show you guys the area here first. So this is the actual range. We've got various targets at various distances. But you gotta, when you come out to places like this, you gotta just respect the land a little bit. Take it in. Every single time I come here, I just look around and just enjoy it. Nothing forever. Out there, we might hear some gunshots out there this morning, depending on what's going on. I don't know what day it is, so I don't know if the season for, yeah, I think it's still fly or die season. If it flies, it dies season. So we might have some duck hunters out on the lake right there. When you hear the geese come, I mean, it's insane out here. There's geese and duck, and it's just crazy. But anyway, let's get back to it. So I'm going to try and study my shooting. Get this damn thing leveled out here. Get you guys leveled out so you can actually see me. I'm going to try and study my shooting here. And I think this is important. So I thought, what better way to study my shot than to call if I'm, right low, or if I'm, left high, or whatever. Now, I don't know if you guys could see it. I'm going to be a little nervous. There's a lot of snow out here, so I'm hoping I don't lose any arrows, but it could happen. But I'm going to be shooting at that target right there. I'm pointing with my bow right there, and there's a little bear on that target. I'll try and zoom in, and you guys will see that little bear. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I try to aim for all the time. So let's zoom in here. So look at the center targets there. Up top there's a deer. Then there's like a little bullseye target, and then there's a bear. So that bear is what I'm always aiming for. So hopefully I don't stand directly in front of the camera here, and we'll get to shooting. And I always try and walk myself through it in my head. So I walk myself through my shot. So I knock my arrow, and I'm not going to do it here because I'm not face down range. You always knock your arrow down range. Never anywhere else. It's like a loaded gun. You want to be safe, right? So I knock my arrow. I don't put any pressure on my hands when I draw back. The only pressure is right here. So I hold this bow loose, and usually when I let go of my arrow, this bow kind of swings back and kind of sits right in that little spot right there. So I use fingertips. I keep a very loose grip. I don't actually really grip the arrow at all. So it's very, very loose. I have a lot of space between this finger and this finger right here. So when I draw back, I draw with both hands going out, and I try and keep that elbow up really high, keep my head straight, pull that, and anchor my string right here onto my mouth. And you'll feel the string on your mouth there. My problem that I'm seeing lately is when I let go of the arrow, I'm moving my bow before I see it. So you should always hold it, let go of the arrow, and just hold your pose there for a second, right? The other problem I'm having is I'm tilting my head down. So I need to keep my head up and just not back. I need to keep it up. So those are the few things I've noticed with my form that I'm struggling with. So hopefully with this video I can kind of analyze myself and see what I'm doing wrong here. So let's get shooting. I'm excited. Let's stoked. So stoked. So hopefully I'm not standing right in front of the... Let's see. No, I think you guys can see the target down there. And hopefully I don't lose any arrows. Not a full draw. What I mean by full draw is, I didn't pull back enough, lift my elbow enough. That was low to the right. I hit the little wolf. That's a boar. I hit the boar. And with that one, my first couple shots are always bad. With that one, I didn't anchor to my mouth. That was high to the left. Way high to the left. Low to the right. High, dead center. Change my position around a little bit. I can't tell. That looks low to the right. About 4 inches. Dead center high. goes way to the left. Dead center low. The other thing I always do is, even though I know I'm the only one here right now, I always look. Spatial awareness is important with any outdoor activity, especially in Colorado. A lot of people underestimate what's going on around them. That's when they get attacked by something, or shot by something, or lost. So spatial awareness for outdoorsmen is super important. So even though I'm the only one out here, I want to make sure what's going on around me, especially since I haven't been looking, because I've been shooting. I've been focused on the target. So I'm looking around, trying to see if there's any other cars, if there's any animals, if there's any other people shooting. If I go down range and I didn't notice somebody come up and they start shooting, I could get shot pretty quick. And although they might not be aiming for me, although it might not be deadly, it could be deadly, and an arrow to the ass isn't something I want, especially this early in the morning on my day off. So I'm gonna go get my arrows. The other thing that I forgot to mention before you start shooting is you should always examine your arrows. See if they're broken or not. See if they need repaired. If you shoot an arrow that needs repair, it's more than likely going to break. Sometimes the tips will fall out, and if you shoot an arrow without tips, they break too. So that's the other thing you want to check. Just check all your equipment. Make sure your gloves are right. Make sure your arm guard, got an arm guard on. Make sure your arm guard's correct. Just everything. Make sure it's all working properly, including your arrows. All the fletchings are there. Everything's lined up. And then you want to count them. I brought 9 arrows with me, so I know that if I shoot all 9, I go down there and I come back with 6, I miss a 3, right? So I always take that into account too. Oh, down left by about an inch, which is good because, son, that little target down there, that little target's so small, that's still kill zone, baby. That's good. That's good. I'll take it. And that was almost perfect form. I think I tilted my head a little bit and then corrected it, but follow through was great. I'm proud of you, Zach. You're watching this video, studying yourself. I'm proud of you, buddy. Good shot right there. Let's try and do this again. Let's get some consistency here, buddy. Oh, dead on, baby. Dead on. That's the shit that makes you feel good. Up to the left, way far up to the left. Way to the right. Holy shit. That was barely on target, man. Down right. Dead on, baby. You know what I was doing with those last 2 arrows? I don't know if you noticed this. What I was doing with those last 2 arrows is I was dropping my bow. So now that I didn't drop the bow and I waited to see where my arrow hit, I hit right on that bear. That's perfect, man. Just got to remember this form. Way high up to the left. Barely on target. Oh! We're about 6 inches below. Dead center. Another 6 inches. 6 inches low. If any of you guys are watching this, and you're like, what the hell is this guy doing? Remember, I'm making this video for myself and anybody else who's interested. I suggest you guys make videos like this too. Study yourself, figure out what the hell you're doing wrong. Because if I'm going to go hunting this next season, I mean, it's dead hunting season right now. Right in the middle of it. So I think we're just getting into rifle now. But anyway, if you guys are going to go hunting and you guys want to train yourself, you have to practice. You have to practice. This is at 30 yards. I don't plan on shooting an elk or a deer or anything with this type of bow 30 yards out. But I'm going to practice at 30 yards and hope that I can get one. Hope that I'm lucky enough I can get one, you know, at something like 20 yards, which is the targets that are closer to me. So if I shoot at 30 yards, there's no way I'm going to shoot anything past that. So the only time I go shoot further is when I want to play around and strengthen my shoulders, which I do that at the end of the day. I may not do that with snow. I usually do it as my last shot. Probably won't do it with the snow around because I don't want to lose my arrows. But anyway, you guys should do this too. Figure out what you're doing wrong, practice, get better. And it's all about that repetition and getting your body in the motions of doing the, you know, same motion every single time. Low, dead center. Wow, that was really bad. I don't even want to say where that was. Way high to the left. I don't know what's going on. I gotta get some consistency, man. I've had some really good shots. Without consistency, they're nothing. There's no skill there. They're just lucky shots. I'm using my chest enough. Way low to the right. To the right, dead center. To the right, dead center. Didn't even hit the target, you knucklehead. High and to the right. I'm going to tilt my bow a little bit more down a little bit rather than going straight up. I should be tilted anyway. You know what, I'm going to lean forward a little bit, see if that changes anything. Down to the left. Center down. Oh, dead center, just barely high. Down, that wasn't a full draw. down to the right. Oh, just a little high, just dead center. Oh, just a little high, dead center. I gotta lower that sucker. So I'm starting to get some consistency, but I gotta lower that bad boy because I have a feeling what I'm doing. When you pull and you're looking down your arrow, you have this tendency to aim up. What you want to do is just lower that just a little bit. And I think that's what I'm doing right there. I'm gonna kind of move around a little bit. Oh, it's about 4 inches to the right, to the left. Way low. That's 2 inches to the left and way low. Oh, there we are again. Dead center, too high. Way too high. Fuck with that. Come on, man. Move around a little bit. Way low. Didn't even hit the target. This is the worst I've shot in 3 weeks. Absolute worst. Right on the money. Hell yeah. Way low to the right. know it. I know that's not just some lucky shot, because that was perfect form. Nearly perfect form. And once I start hitting that every single time, we'll be golden. To the right. Left, low. Way too high to even count. Alright, Zach. Just take it easy, man. Walk through the steps. Walk through the steps. Take it easy. Way too low. That's how you break an arrow. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot on the 30-yard 2 more times and then cut back to the 20-yard 2 more times. You know, it's interesting though, is that the this is literally the worst I've shot in like 3 weeks. I started really picking up on the range about 3 weeks ago, and man, I started on the 20-yard and I couldn't hit the target. I barely got it on target, and what I mean by target is I mean that whole square out there. I couldn't get my arrows on the target. So now I'm starting to push back to the 30-yard. Last week I did really good. At least I'm getting most of the arrows on the target, but now I'm missing a lot. And I think part of the problem is I know I'm on camera, so it changes the way you function, whether you like it or not. Subliminally, subconsciously, I should say, it changes the way you shoot. But that's important to get over that shit, because, you know, you're out there. If the goal is to be hunting, you're out there. Your nerves are gonna get wrecked. So your heart's going to be racing the moment you see that you have a kill shot. So you have to be able to calm yourself and shoot under any condition. I was kind of excited for this because it was really windy at the house. Once I got out here, there was no wind. But I'm glad now, because I don't need the wind. I'm already screwing up my own shots. So I'll shoot 2 more times on the 30-yard and then 2 more times on the 20-yard, and I'll wrap it up, call it a day. Cool part about Bar Lake though, when you come out here, Bar Lake, it costs like $8 to come and enjoy pretty much everything out here, minus, you know, permits for hunting and fishing and all that. But $8 for an archery range, outdoors, or anywhere really, that's a good deal. They have yearly rates too that are pretty cheap too, which I'll get into. But the $8 permit carries over to tomorrow at noon, and so tomorrow I'll be out here in the morning too, and then I'll get 2 days of range time for $8. That's a killer deal. You just can't beat that. And it's peaceful. Nobody's ever out here, which is, I mean, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, I enjoy it. I like it. I like the fact that nobody's out here bugging me, or, you know. And I think every guy kind of goes through it. I wish I could see a guy that's got a traditional bow so he could give me some pointers, But when there's some guys who try to give me pointers, and I think it's a typical guy thing where you don't want to hear it, you don't want to listen to them. There's this older guy, state champion guy, actually, like, he's across the world champion, and he owns an archery range out here. He's a great shooter, doesn't do much with traditional, and he was asking me about my bow, and he was real curious. He said it was a beautiful bow, blah blah blah, and then he wants me to put a knock point on there. I'm like, no, dude, I don't want a knock point. And then he's talking about grooving in a rest for the arrow. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I get it. My shot would be way easier because I'm used to a compound bow. It'd be way easier on my body, way closer to what I'm used to, what I've been shooting my whole life. But at the same time, this is the type of bow that we've been using for thousands of years. I want to figure this shit out. This is my challenge. If I can't figure it out, if I can't do it, then I don't go hunting, and that's disappointing to me, but that's what I'm going to do. There we go. Now that's a shot. Right there. Right in the freaking kisser, man. Wasted my time because I lost one of my arrows. I try and limit myself to about an hour a day, but hopefully you guys could see it. We're gonna shoot a little closer now, just to boost the confidence a little bit.